The AIFF were left in a little bit of a soup when the former India head coach Igor Stimac held a press conference in which he revealed a lot of rather explosive things about the running of the AIFF president, and everything in between. He covered a lot of topics in that press conference, and now, well, it turns out that the AIFF were clearly a little bit affected by that press conference because they've put out a lengthy statement in response to Stimac's press conference. And it is ironic when you go through that statement, and I'll tell you why exactly I feel it's ironic. It's because it is started by one particular line that, truth be told, they probably should have adhered to in the first place. What is that line? Well, the line says that we do not believe it appropriate to enter into a debate or indulge in a series of responses and counter allegations with Mr. Stimac. This is the starting of the statement, which then goes on to add in multiple sentences, words, paragraphs, you name it. It goes on to do exactly what they said, that they don't find it appropriate. Either which way, there was a lot written in that, and in case you're wondering what exactly was written and you don't feel like going through it, basically a TLDR moment for you, if you will, worry not, we've got you covered, and I'll go through some of the things that were covered in that particular statement and go over why exactly it is, they went over those particular things. The four major talking points, if you ask me, were these. One is that the AIFF said very clearly that, listen, the coach was always given the fullest of full support, no matter what it is that he asked for. That was one thing they said. They also made it very clear that Stimac as an individual was not easy to deal with because he could be abrasive, and more importantly, he would more often than not speak his mind, make a lot of big demands. That's what they said. Now, the demands thing was in itself interesting because they said very clearly that whatever demands he made, we fulfill. Then after that, they went on to further add that he defamed the AIFF multiple times with a lot of statements that were made in public, which again is a bit, let's say, I think the AIFF does enough to harm its own reputation. So him saying whatever he said in public probably didn't really add or subtract from the negative perception that exists of the AIFF. And perhaps the most important thing they said was that he was paid a severance that was there in his contract. According to the AIFF, and see, this is where things get really tricky. The AIFF said that it was agreed in his contract that he'd be paid 3 months of salary and that would be his severance. That's how they would mutually terminate it. Stimac apparently said that there was no such clause in the contract, which is why he's threatened to sue the AIFF. Now, this could be an interesting talking point because, again, it really comes down to legal wording and who said what and what would be admissible in a court of law. This is something that I thought was interesting. Beyond that, I mean, there are traditional things that you would expect an organization to say that, no, we gave him all the support. He was the problem. We weren't the problem. There's just one small problem with that, is that there's enough evidence to suggest that the AIFF have, in the past, more often than not acted in national interest, which is, by the way, what they claim at the end of the contract, or at the end of the statement. They said that the AIFF took the decision to terminate Igor Stimac's contract for just cause and in the interest of the nation. Now, fair enough, if you don't want to be working with a coach, or if a coach is proving to be difficult to work with, go right ahead and sack him. But this raises a lot of questions. One, why respond at all? It makes you come across as, let's say, guilty. The best thing to be would just ignore it and continue putting in work behind the scenes to improve Indian football. That's pretty much the whole point of the AIFF, right? Is to promote the game, to ensure it grows. Why bother responding to these comments? If you're going to respond, give some hard evidence. They didn't really give a lot. They said that, the coach was given whatever it is he wanted. He would always speak to the AIFF. Again, generic statements that, truth be told, you could have done without making. The only interesting thing here was the talk of a severance fee agreed on, which again, they could have addressed once they went to court anyway, assuming Stimac took them to court. What was the point of the statement there? Nothing, except for saving a little bit of face, which sadly does seem to be the problem when it comes to the AIFF. It's all about a good public perception and little else. Actually putting in a lot of work, which is needed to actually ensure that Indian football continues to grow, doesn't seem to be happening, but we're doing a lot to ensure that face is saved. And that's just my opinion. You guys can let me know if you've gone through the statements, and if you feel you agree or disagree with me, let me know that in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X, and Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now though, from my side, it is goodbye.